So you saw the thumbnail, you saw the title, you probably know what scene I'm talking about. And Season 4, Episode 5 of Teen Titans, an alien named Valior comes to Earth and immediately gets the Teen Titans to look up to him, planting the seeds for the conflict. Throughout the episode, Valior uses his influence as a leader to get the Teen Titans in his favor. All except for Starfire, who is seen as an inferior race, which is pretty explicitly portrayed through the runtime, most notably through his labeling her as a truck, which isn't unlike any racial epithet you might hear on Earth. As a matter of fact, it's pretty much the exact same thing. The semiotics of the word are as such: if you're a truck, you're not worth much or anything at all. The Titans, for a sizable span of the time, are oblivious to this. They're, for the most part, pretty starstruck by Valior. But as time goes on, the truth reveals itself in this short yet poignant conversation between Cyborg and Starfire. Cyborg unwittingly insults Starfire by calling her Trocky. Starfire reads him the riot act. Cyborg is understandably confused, asks why she's so upset. So she elaborates that Trock doesn't not mean anything, it literally means nothing. They share a moment of empathy. Starfire asks Cyborg if he knows what it's like to be judged solely on appearance, and he says this:
"Of course I do. I'm part robot."
So the YouTuber EmpLemon has a video that theorizes the staying power of SpongeBob, and in a sentence, it's something like this: as children, we view the show through a lens of relatability, of optimism with SpongeBob. But as adults, we view the show through the lens of pessimistic pragmatism via Squidward. So in theory, these two facets of the show are so deftly intertwined, knowingly or otherwise, that the gratification in watching the show transitions from childhood to adulthood with relative ease. This scene in Teen Titans is a microcosm of that. Ostensibly and truthfully, Cyborg has undoubtedly faced a lot of pain and ridicule as a man-machine hybrid, no matter how mundane. For Cyborg, his daily life consists of an unceasing onslaught of side-eyes, double takes, and whispering asides, all because of something that he can't control. Of course, depending on your personal life experience, as you get older, you realize that this discrimination that Cyborg speaks of is twofold. And not to minimize the racial plight of discrimination on black people, it's directly mirrored by what the text chooses to focus on by directing attention exclusively to his cyborg state. It's not so much a read between the lines thing as much as it's a wink and a nod, we all know it exists thing. Personally, even as a man living in a fairly liberal state, I've had my fair share of experiences when someone's called me nigger. One particular instance at a bus stop sticks with me. Very often it's not even as apparent as that. These types of phenomena are often subtle and surreptitious, not to mention very easy to write off if you haven't experienced it. A cyborg's discrimination is not a black man's discrimination, is not a Tamaranian's discrimination. I hope you can make an extension to the real world from that sentence. Despite shows like The Proud Family and Static Shock being no strangers to tackling matters of racial discrimination, the demographic of the show, among many other factors, may have affected how heavy-handed the matter could be portrayed. And yet, through the coy presentation of the message, there is more subtext to parse upon further rumination. By apparent exclusive focus on Cyborg's strife as a half-man, half-machine, there's an ostensibly universal relatability to it through the dissociation of most of the audience not being cyborgs. The deeper conversation revealed through inspection of the subtext is available to those who are ready to put their guards down and have an honest conversation about the world they live in. Nothing exists in a vacuum, and as such, how did we get here is possibly the most important question one can ask themselves to mend the present and work for a better future. To be completely candid with you, I haven't watched Teen Titans in a very long time, but this particular scene, among others, has stuck with me ever since. I watched it as a kid. Even in elementary school, I was transparently aware of the subtle and not so subtle cultural differences people of different skin colors had, and how that affected their daily life. Let's just say that I'm not questioning why it was this scene that stuck with me. But I might be wrong. Refresh my memory and let me know what your favorite scene was in Teen Titans. If you want to support me, you can pledge to my Patreon and get... If you want to support me, you can pledge to my Patreon and get some insight on animation work that I'm doing on a near daily basis. In the description, there are a bunch of other ventures that I'm working on, including my second channel. Thanks for watching. Why are you still here? Go click those links. Go, 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 go. Leonidas